Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Jace. Thank you for checking my video out. And as promised, this is my review for Insecure Season 2, Episode 1. So, yeah, I first want to just start out by saying that I'm so fucking glad this show is back. There's been like a void, I feel, since the season ended. And I think it was maybe back in December or something like that. But every time I see Issa somewhere, I'm always wondering, like in real life, I I'm always wondering, like, damn, what's going on with her and Lawrence? Like, damn, hurry up, new season, come on. So there has definitely been a void there, and I'm so glad that the show is back. And the episode was called Hella Good, and I'm gonna just say this shit was hella good. So next thing I want to mention is the fact that kind of, I guess, like a shout out to HBO. They have been pushing this show so hard, and I'm really happy for Issa that they're doing that because you typically don't see that with too many black shows, especially from like a cable network, a cable only network. You see it with Empire, from Fox and stuff like that, but usually, like, I've never seen this type of promotion. I've seen billboards, I've seen posters everywhere, I've seen ads flashing on random websites, on the homepage of YouTube. It's previews for the show, and like it's really amazing to just see how far Issa's come. So, because I've been watching her from the beginning, so I'm glad to see where she's come and the fact that she's actually EP of her own show on HBO and being pushed so hard. So I think that shit's cool. So basically, let's get to the show. I'm rambling. The show opens up and it's a scene with Issa and Lawrence, and they're sitting in a restaurant, and it looks like they're, on a date or whatever, and Lawrence is talking to her about, basically forgiving her for the whole cheating scandal from last season and the fact that he wants to move on in the relationship and try to, forget everything. And the whole time he's sitting there talking, I'm like, nah, I don't think this shit is real because we would definitely be seeing some type of drama or something, before they reconcile. So I'm like, she has to be daydreaming or something. And sure enough, she was. And she was actually sitting, she was actually on a date with another guy. Actually, it was several guys, showing a period of several dates. But she was on different dates with different guys. And then I think she had been meeting these guys off of little dating apps or whatever. And it was obvious that she wasn't into any of them. And she was actually only doing that to, I guess, try to fill the space from Lawrence. I guess to try to help get over Lawrence. I guess a coping mechanism is, that's what you want to call it. And the whole time, like I said, she was totally disinterested in these men. They're talking. She's thinking about Lawrence and shit. Then there was a scene that was hilarious to me because I've been on dates like, and I've done the same thing before. Like, she's sitting there and she's thinking, look, I'm fucked up in the head. She's talking, but she's not really saying this to the guy. She's just thinking it in her head. Look, I'm fucked up in the head. I'm a cheater. She said I cheated on my nigga. I ain't no good. I got issues. Let's get the fucking check. Let's go. Like, that's what she's thinking in her head the whole time, man. And I've been on dates myself, and I be thinking that shit. That scene was so funny to me. But, yeah, the guys, they were cool. And they were actually a lot of, like, social media personalities or whatever, which was cool to see that she's actually, like, incorporating, people. Because that's how she got her start from, social platforms. So it's good to see that she's like giving these little people cameos and stuff. Not little people, I'm sorry. Giving these people little cameos and stuff in the show. So that's really cool to see. So then we go to Molly. She's sitting in her therapist's office. It's kind of funny that she's actually sitting in the therapist because last season I remember Issa suggesting that to her. She got kind of offended at the fact that, she said that maybe she needs to go see a therapist. But now the bitch is sitting in the therapist's office. But she's really closed and really guarded. Doesn't seem like she's really opening up to the therapist. And the therapist is sitting there kind of like, come on, bitch, like, this is what you're paying me for. That's why you're here. So, Molly, she has a new haircut. She has, like a bob. It looks really nice on her. And she reminds me of Tony Childs from Girlfriends. I like that character. That's who she looks like. And it looks really good on her. But anyway, she's not really interested in what the therapist is talking about. The therapist is trying her best to get her to open up. She's not having it. So then Molly and Issa meet up and they're out walking in the park. And Molly's talking to Issa about, moving on from the relationship and stuff like that. And Issa presented it to her as if she was over Lawrence and she's happy and all of that. And then they start having this dating discussion. But she did say that every time she goes on a date, she did let Molly know, every time she goes on a date, she compares everybody to Lawrence. And I feel like that's normal because she was with Lawrence for so long. So, I mean, that's happened to me before. You compare it to your last relationship normally, or a relationship that was really great, So, Molly asked her, have you talked to Lawrence? And she's like, yeah, not really. The only form of communication that Issa and Lawrence have had has been through text messages. And it's only been regarding shit, as far as the apartment or mail or something like that. So, but overall, Issa presented it to her like she was happy and she was cool. And Molly made the statement like, well, yeah, it's cool because when dudes see that you're doing well, that's when they want to pop up. So Issa took that, remembered that, and we're going to talk about that a little later on. So then we go to this scene with Lawrence. Lawrence is fucking the hell out of Tasha, the chick from the bank from last season. Fucking her sideways in the bed. And she calls him Zaddy. And that just set him off or whatever. That really gave him what he needed. And he thought that shit was funny. But anyway, I'm fucking crazy. But I'm noticing, I'm like, okay, they finished having sex, but there was no condom. That's just, I'm weird. Like, I notice shit like that. There was obviously no condom because I'm like, okay, Lawrence jumped up out of the bed and she jumped up and went to the bathroom. Lawrence gets up, like, you don't see him take a condom off or anything. He just starts putting on his clothes and nobody just leaves on a condom with their clothes. I'm like, okay, obviously he ain't using no fucking condom. That's just how my crazy ass mind thinks. But anyway, Tasha was like, damn, like, you're leaving me? And he's like, yeah, I gotta go. And this is Sunday. But just from that scene, I could tell that Tasha was kind of getting attached to him. And I think this is going to come out later in the season or whatever, but just by saying that type of comment, like, damn, you're leaving me? Like, why you gotta leave? That's what she was giving. I'm like, oh shit, I see where this shit is about to go. And Lawrence was like, I gotta go. Like, this is it's time for me to go. I've been chilling at your place all weekend. It's time for me to go. She's like, well, when am I gonna see you again? And type, AKA that talk for I'm getting attached to you and shit, and I don't want you to go. So he ends up going back to his homeboy Chad's house. That's where he's been staying. And keep in mind, this has been about 3 months or so I think it's been 3 months since the breakup. So you've been crashing at Chad's house for 3 months. Chad has a fiance, so the fiance's over, and I can tell Chad's over him staying over there as well. You're a grown-ass man. It's time to get your ass out. You're sleeping on a fucking air mattress in the living room. So anyways, Chad, this scene was kind of weird too. Let me know what y'all think. Chad's sitting there watching something on TV, and it's like, I guess it's a show about, it looks like some old slavery show or something. And the white woman is telling the black girl about that she can't read, that she's not supposed to be able to read and stuff like that. And Chad's in there like, yeah, let her read. Like, what's wrong? But the slave was Regina Hall. And I'm like, it was really random. And let me know what y'all think. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. But I look at Regina Hall as like an A-list actress at this point. I mean, she's been doing her thing for the last few years with the whole Think Like a Man series. She was in, what was that, When the Bow Breaks with Morris Chestnut. Now she's in that new movie with Girls Trip, Queen Latifah and all of them. Like, so she's, she's up there, as far as, right. And not saying that she's above this show, but it was just weird to see her just kind of make that random cameo on the TV show. Let me know what y'all think. And it was literally for like 6 or 7 seconds. And I was like, is that Regina Hall? Or a lookalike. But anyway, I thought that was really random. But anyway, back to Chad and Lawrence. So as Chad is watching this show, fucking Lawrence bum ass is over here with the air pump for the air mattress, blowing air into the mattress, and it's making this loud ass noise. And Chad's looking at him like, really, motherfucker? Really? You don't see me watching fucking TV like you about to go to sleep right now? You got to do that shit right now? That shit was funny as fuck. And it just showed that Chad was ready for this motherfucker to go. And he bought that shit up. Like, so, you been looking for places. No. Lawrence bought it. He was like, I've been looking for places or something. And he was like, basically, how much you got, how long you got before you get your ass up out of here. And Lawrence said something like, oh, give me a few weeks. And I'm like, oh, shit. You know how that goes. That's why you never invite people to stay at your fucking house when they're going through some shit. I mean, I don't know, just grown-ups, like, you got to set the time limit. Okay, how long are you going to stay? Like, you have to lay out the groundwork. Like, okay, we have to have some type of understanding about how long you're going to be here when you're dealing with somebody staying in your space, especially a grown-ass man. So, obviously, it's been 3 months in Utah, but you need another few weeks or something. Time to get your ass out. Like, this man is about to get married. Like, he has a fiance. You don't think that she's feeling some type of way about it? I would. But anyway, next scene. Oh, no. Let me go back, because this was the main part. Chad says to Lawrence, like, damn, it's like, you got it good. Like, you stay away all weekend, fucking Tasha. You go over there on Friday, you fuck Tasha all weekend. I'm sorry. You smash Tasha all weekend, and then you come back here on Sundays. And it's, that's bomb-ass relationship. And, Lawrence didn't really like that implication. Like, damn, what are you saying? Like, I'm just smashing her? Like, like Tasha was a hoe pretty much. And Chad was pretty much like, yeah. Like, I mean, you haven't even taken a bitch out on a date. So, I mean, obviously y'all are just fucking, and you just fucking her on the weekends, and then you come back here. And then I think Lawrence kind of realized that's what the fuck it was. Like, you're just smashing her, and that's it. So then, scene right after that, they show Issa in her apartment, the bitch looking lonely and pitiful. She gets in the bed and looks over. It's no pillow. It's just her pillow. She's in this bed by herself. And I'm like, I'm feeling bad for Issa, man. And, I mean, cheating is never good, but, I mean, you don't want to see anybody hurting, you know what I mean? And she's sitting there lonely as fuck. And it seems like, and what I got from it was like, shit, it seems like Lawrence is out, living his life, and Issa's pretty much living by the phone, waiting, for him to text or call so she can have some type of interaction with this man. Sad. So then, next scene, Molly's at work, and I guess her new, I don't know if it was an assistant or intern or something, but she brings Molly mail. And Molly gets this check. It's like for $6,000, almost $7,000. And she's like, oh, happy as fuck. I mean, who wouldn't be? So she's thinking like she got some kind of bonus or something like that. And come to find, she flips the check over and finds out it's Travis, which is one of her white colleagues who's actually works at the law firm. He started at the same time she did. So she's like, well, damn, like, what is he getting this check for? Did everybody get bonuses? So her mind is wondering like, damn, why is he getting this money? Why didn't I get one? Because I work harder than everybody in this motherfucker. So I should be getting a check as well. So then as she's doing that, Issa calls her and she's like, yeah, I'm thinking about having like a little wine. I miss our wine down nights, when we used to drink Moscato and, shit like that. But I kind of want to have a little party, a little gathering, a little wine down night at my house. So, and Molly at this point is kind of in her feelings or whatever about finding the check or whatever. So she's like, yeah, I need whatever I can take right now. I'll bring a case of wine over. And Issa is like, okay, it's going to be a party where everybody brings a +1. That way, you could try to do we can all try to do some matchmaking. Everybody can, whatever. So Molly's cool with it. At the same time, Issa has received a letter in the mail. It really wasn't Issa's letter, but it was a letter to Lawrence from the court saying that he had jury duty and that he needed to show up. So Issa used that as leverage. She's like, okay, like he definitely has to come pick up this letter, or else he's gonna go to jail. So let me let Lawrence know that this letter's here. That way, he could show up to this party, and that way we can talk. And that way, it could also look like I'm living my life, and that way he can start feeling bad, aka forgive me. Because remember earlier, Molly had mentioned that when dudes start seeing that you're doing well, that's when they want to get back in with you. So it was all a damn setup. Issa set this party up to try to get Lawrence to come over to pick up this letter while the party was going on so he could see that she's over it, and hopefully he'll try to get back with her. Unfortunately, that shit didn't go as planned. So during this wind down, like, y'all know I lived in California. There's this thing with Carlo Rossi. Is that a thing? That's what everybody was wanting to drink at this party. And I'm like, that's like the bottom of that's like wino shit. The big ass gallons of Carlo Rossi. People really drink that shit? But I guess that's the thing, in LA, because I don't remember anybody drinking that shit. Definitely don't drink that shit. But, yeah, they kept carrying on about this Carlo Rossi, and I'm like, I don't know, people fuck with that. But, Issa, so everybody's there with their plus ones or whatever. It looks like a really chill set. There's chill music playing. Everybody's having a good time. Crazy ass, bougie ass Tiffany and I think it's her husband. He wears me out. He's very suspect. But anyway, Tiffany's there. Kelly's there. Kelly's drunk bitch as usual. Sorry guys. Everybody's having a good time. Issa's plus one is her fucking brother, and I'm like. And actually, Molly is like, well, why would you bring your brother as a plus one? Like, we're supposed to be, trying to hook people up and shit. Her brother is catty as shit. He walks in talking about, she's talking about, damn, where you been at? Like, you flaky ass dude or some shit. He's like, forgive me for living my life and, catty. Then he goes over to Kelly and Tiffany. He's like, oh, hey, Tiffany, like, you looking good, She got this little Beyonce upgrade you weave ponytail. She's, doing all of that. And then he goes over to Kelly's ass. He's like, Kelly, I still see you sitting there in that coat. It just shaded this bitch. She's like, shut the fuck up. That was funny as shit. So meanwhile, this party's going on. Issa's sitting there waiting on Lawrence because he said he's going to come to pick up this letter. Lawrence decided to change his mind, and he's actually out on a date with Tasha. So I guess he was feeling bad about what Chad said, and he actually realized that he was just screwing her, and so he decided to take her out on a date. So they're out eating sushi or whatever, and the whole time Lawrence is... he seemed kind of uneasy. It seems like he's thinking about Issa. That's what I was gathering from it. Let me know if y'all were gathering something else. But he started giving her this excuse. She's like, well, what's wrong, And he's like, well, I just hate moving and all of this shit. And he was like, I still need to go back to the apartment and get some things that I forgot, And I don't know. It was kind of awkward or whatever. But as much as I want to, hate Tasha, I can't. I don't know. I don't feel like she's doing too much. I feel like she was flirty as fuck last season when she was in the bank. Like, it was obvious. But she knew he had a girlfriend. But I never saw her do anything that was disrespectful. And I want to hate her now, but I just can't because I don't think she's doing anything wrong. Because I want him to get back. I want Lawrence to get back with Issa, so I don't want them to connect on that type of level. But we're just going to see how this shit plans out. I think that bitch is crazy as fuck. But we're going to see, throughout this season. So, Lawrence was like, fuck it. Like, I'm not going over to Issa. He sent her a text message during the party. Like, yo, can you just mail it to me or whatever? Like, I'm not coming over there tonight. So that kind of fucks Issa's mood up or whatever because she was expecting him. So she goes outside and she's kind of pissed. And so Molly follows out behind her, and she's talking to her, and that's when it comes out that Issa was actually lying about being over Lawrence, because she told her, she was like, Lawrence isn't coming, um, to pick up the letter. I told him that there was a letter here and I wanted him to come pick it up. And she's like, during the party, like, why would you try to set him up like that? Why would you use this party as a way to get him there, or use the mail as a way to try to get him to come to talk to you or whatever? Like, that was fucked up. Which, that, in my opinion, that was true and real. So all of a sudden, Kelly's crazy ass comes out of the house and she's drunk as fuck. Drunk as fuck. So they see these young guys down in the parking lot. Kelly's ass invites these young dudes up, talking about basically like, I'll give you a run for your money, young blood. Do you need me to burp you and all this shit? And they looking at her like, who's this crazy drunk ass bitch? And they was like, oh, y'all having a party? Well, shit, we'll fall through the party. So Issa was like, yeah, it's cool. They can all come up. Fuck up number one. Don't let motherfuckers into your personal party, like a private party like that. Motherfuckers that you don't know. So they come into the party or whatever. Next thing you know, I think the dude lives downstairs. I can't remember from last. I think he lives downstairs, but it was the dude from the Awkward Black Girl series, with the quiet ass voice. These gangbangers, him and these other gangbangers show up. They all got on red and shit. And I'm like, okay, they're obviously Bloods or whatever. He comes in, all of them come in crazy and shit. He sits down on the couch, starts talking shit to Kelly. Meanwhile, this other dude is like trying to switch the music and shit, because they have some chill shit playing. Everybody's just talking and having a good ass time. He turns on some hood shit and starts doing this. I don't even know if I should call it a crip walk, because they were Bloods, but he starts doing like this crip walk, routine through the middle of the floor, and everybody's looking like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you doing? And I'm thinking, like, what kind of bullshit is this? Like, who does that? And it looked like he had been practicing that shit too, and like he was ready to to debut his routine at this party. And Issa made a comment like, damn, what is this choreographed shit going on? That shit was funny. Then all of a sudden, now keep in mind, this is just happening back to back to back. They all show up, the music changes, another fucking thing, second thing that you don't let people do, change your shit from chill to hype music. Never gonna work out well. So they show up, the music changes. Then a neighbor pops in talking about, damn, can y'all turn this shit down? Like, I got kids. Damn, I can't remember the dude's name. Anyway, one of the gangbangers was like, he was like, man, fuck your kids, or fuck that. So I got kids too, bitch. So I'm trying to turn up. So she just walks out, fucking shuts the door. Then literally 2 seconds after that, a fire erupts in the trash can in the kitchen. And I'm like, damn, like all this bullshit that happened within a minute and a half of these people, these random ass people showing up that you didn't invite to your party. Everybody runs out the motherfucking apartment and leaves the trash can on fire. And I'm like, damn, y'all just gonna leave her shit and leave her to put the fire out? Y'all just gonna let the building burn down instead of people trying to help to put the fire out? So they end up getting the fire out, and she's like, fuck this, the fucking apartment is a mess at this point. And I'm like, that's exactly why you don't let random ass people in your personal shit. Especially a little small gathering like that in your apartment. Hell no. So, that was that. Next scene, I would talk about the school. Okay, let me talk about that real quick. The video's getting a little long. Issa, she's been working on this new project with this new school. And it's like an after-school program or something like that where they try to help the kids. She works for, the program is called We Got You, or We Got Y'all. And they're trying to help these high school kids, and nobody seems to be interested at all. So her and her coworker Frida have been trying their best to get these kids to stay after to get assistance, because I guess it is like maybe high-risk high school kids, I guess, or at-risk high school kids. So they're trying to get trying to help them out, and the kids just don't seem to want the help. Even the teachers didn't even, want to uh, help them get students to stay after for the assistance. So, yeah, so there was one scene where Issa and Frida had set up in the library. I guess they advertised that, hey, come and get some snacks or whatever and get help or whatever with whatever subjects you need. So it's these two boys that show up, and they're like, oh, you have any pamphlets? Oh, do you guys tutor in this? And meanwhile, Issa and Frida are excited because they're like, damn, somebody actually showed up. We're going to actually be able to help somebody. But in the meantime, they're asking Frida and Issa all these questions. They're using that as a distractor from these other kids that are going to run in and steal the snacks. So all of these kids come in, snatch the snacks, and they all leave. Basically use them for the food and took off running. So what kind of clowns are these? So at that point, Frida was like, she was like, oh, well, just next time, maybe I'll just stand by the table and, we can. Issa was like, man, fuck that shit. She's like, look, and this is what I think Issa kind of realized what she needed to do. She made the statement, sometimes you just got to know when to give up. And you could see it in her face like, damn, like, I need to be applying that to my life as well regarding this Lawrence shit. So she goes home. She's chilling. She's just in like some little shorts or whatever and a t-shirt. And next thing you know, Lawrence just randomly knocks on the door, and you see Issa kind of hesitate, like, damn, like, do I need to go throw on some clothes or something? Like, what do I don't want him to see me like this. And then she was just like, fuck it. So she opens the door, and it was awkward as fuck. He's like, yo, I need to pick up the mail or whatever. And she's just super awkward, doesn't know what to say. Excuse me. Doesn't know what to say. So he's like, she gives him the mail. Then he's like, oh, I think I left something in the bathroom too. So he goes in, and she's kind of sitting by the couch or standing up by the couch. He comes out of the bathroom, and you're thinking he's about to walk out the door, but he just snatches her up and starts kissing her. And of course, she's going to kiss back because she wants him back. Next thing you know, he like throws her down on the couch, pulls his pants down. She snatches off her shorts, and like he starts fucking the shit out of her on the couch. Lawrence. Is it me? Or it was like the quickest fuck I've ever seen. It was literally 15 seconds. Once again, my crazy ass, there was no condom. You've been out for 3 months. We've been broken up for 3 months. You've been fucking up this other bitch. You just fucked her raw on the couch and came in her. Excuse the vulgarity. But, yeah, you fucked this bitch on the couch for 15 seconds. Then you just get up, go in the bathroom, wash off. Issa's sitting there looking stupid and all fucked up in the head because, she's been trying to get over you, but then you pull that move. He comes out of the bathroom, gives her a kiss on the cheek, and just walks out. And Issa's sitting there looking stupid, like, damn, like, what the fuck just happened? Because it was so fucking quick. Like I said, it was literally, whole scene was probably 1 minute of all this shit happening. So, yeah, so she's totally fucked up in the head, and I'm totally fucked up too, and I was totally sitting on the end of my seat like, damn, I can't wait till next week. So that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry for the length of time. This was like the season opener, so there was a lot more to kind of cover. So go ahead and like the video. Drop some comments down there because I want to get discussion going. So drop some comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. It's just going to happen every week. I'll be back tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So talk to you guys later. See you guys next week. Bye.